over the top of the Rockies and down into the mile-high city of Denver. And I hear the train coming. It's rolling around a bend. So we're going to climb on here. So we do want the locomotives to get by first because the computer will every now and then make it blow the whistle as it goes by a station. And if you're out there when the whistle blows, it'll knock your ears out. And that would be a shame because then you wouldn't hear all my announcements all day long, over and over and over. So, a couple of quick things. If you're in coach, you'll turn to the right and go down to the coaches. If you're in a sleeping car, you'll turn to the left. If you're not in a coach or a sleeper, probably out of talk. Many of you have heard the rumor that this is my last trip on the Zephyr because I'm going to retire tomorrow. It's true.
Oh,
wonderful. So, I gotta tell you this. I am so thrilled because the weather is as good as it ever gets today. The aspen leaves are as golden as I have ever seen them. So this is the very best day of the best year of any train I've ever run. Unless, of course, you crash. Which can happen. If you want to get a book, it's called The Last Zephyr. And the guy who wrote it is a little off. But the story's really good. Anyway, it's all about a train just like ours. On a day just like this, when there's a massive natural disaster, while they're inside the Moffat Tunnel. And then people just like us have to figure out how to get along and survive for a long time. It's kind of fun. It's a fundraiser for the Colorado Railroad Museum in Golden, Colorado to preserve and display Zephyr artifacts like me. So I encourage you to get Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com, any of them now. But I encourage you to get a copy. I'm trying to kill time because I thought the train would have already gone by. But it's great to have you with us on this monumental day for me and my family. And we'll have a great trip. And I'm going to go out there and find out why he's not here yet.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Oh, I almost forgot. There is a store that's right down here. And these people are absolutely wonderful. They run this convenience store with snacks, ice cream, and all kinds of wonderful things that you can get that you can't get on the train. And they're open just for Zephyr passengers. Once the train stops, it's going to be crowded. The train will be here for 10 minutes, so you got plenty of time to get aboard. I encourage you to go get some. And here's what they've got: refrigerator magnets that every grandchild loves. I can guarantee you that, because I know. Anyway, I'm going to go get myself an ice cream.
I think I know.
I'm going to go get a refrigerator.
Yep. Here.
You hear it?
Here you go. He's good. He's good. He's good. Look down the tracks that way. Look down that way. Can you see anything? Can you see anything?
A locomotive.
Oh, it's a locomotive. What do you see?
Attention Amtrak passengers. This is Amtrak Colorado.
Track all the tunnels on this?
Yeah, so I remember what number.
You did?
No.
Charlotte, here.
Look at Aunt Laura.
You need a Charlotte. Go up here. I'll put the table
Wait,
down.
football.
He's up front. You wanna
Are
sit
trains
where
moving?
Michelle is and put the table down?
Can you see the arrowhead?
Alright, number 6, there's your runner. We have a clear. Good runner, take that clear. Come on, Spectre 378, Buchanan, over.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Amtrak 6 is leaving the depot there, over.
No seats. A lot of tables are full.
Already?
Not surprising.
We didn't have enough tags.
Alright, here we go, thank you.
I have seen them now. Okay, that's
I
what I thought.
appreciate that. No problem.
Wait, that picture
I'm trying to not make it that.
I thought you guys would probably be up to the front. So I was like, I don't know if you guys are sitting back here.
I thought
It's
we would
about
too, but
getting
you know what
off
you know what he wants to do is he wants to have us back here as he's pulling in.
Alright folks, this
Oh,
is the
gotcha.
Conductor
He'll be
Brad here
waiting
on the
at
side.
here.
Conductor Brad. Folks, you see Brad? Wish him a happy retirement. Folks, just a quick thank you announcement. Make sure you're wearing shoes at all times. Moving through
You
the
said it,
train.
did you want to ask him if the door would open if you push the button?
Also, this is not smoking train. There's no smoking
better not.
aboard any Amtrak train. Cigarettes. You have a chance to step
That
on
make you feel safer?
about an hour and a half from now. Take a minute to familiarize yourself with that safety pamphlet and keep back in front of you. If you're on private first class accommodation, that is going to be located next to the window. All children 13 and under must be accompanied by an adult at all times to make sure your children are supervised. This is a family-friendly train. Please use appropriate language. No loud audio or music of any kind. Please be respectful to your other fellow passengers and crew members. Also, if you're in a lounge car, please keep those seats next to you clear of personal items so other passengers may enjoy the Sightseer Lounge. Folks, I'll be walking through. If none of these PAs are coming through to your car, please let me know as I walk through. And when you're walking through the train, please utilize a wide stance, use seat backs, grab bars as you move throughout the train. Thank you.
Oh, we got a bunch more pallets out of the boxcar.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh, it looks like it's official.
They're not being robbed.
Yeah, that one's official. Interesting fancy glass doors on the closet.
Had enough. I'm gonna retire. So let's just get that out of the way now and sit back and have a great train ride together, even if it is our last one. Folks, I'll give some scenic highlights as we go through the day so you know what we're looking at. And just enjoy this most. I'll tell you what, I have ridden the Zephyr now for 30 years as a professional conductor. And there hasn't been a more beautiful day with more beautiful scenery than today. The season with ample rain has given rise to a glorious aspen grove this year all through the Rockies, and we're going to see it at its very height. And on this day with absolute cobalt blue skies and white puffy clouds, and the forest is a deep emerald green, that it is as good as it's going to get. And the Colorado River is flowing clear and strong. So this might be the single best day of my career. Good day to end. Right now, we're just leaving Grand Junction, this sort of busy industrial and retirement community here on the western slope of Colorado. Is a fantastic place to visit if you've never been here before. As we travel through town, you're going to see the freight yards off to our right. We're going to go by some schools and orchards and vineyards, and we're going to see a couple of very nice automobile salvage yards. Thank you.
At least he didn't say a thing about crashing.
True.
So, Teddy?
You see him with the tape.
Okay, I'll let you know if I find one.
But also for Palisade peaches that come to ripeness at the end of July, I encourage you to come back on the Zephyr at the end of July and try them out. I might do so as a passenger. Folks, we're now starting into DeBeque Canyon along the Colorado River. We'll be right on the Colorado River all the way to Granby. And you're going to see all kinds of wildlife as we go by this river. You'll see mule deer. You might see elk. There's a chance of seeing a black bear or two. Then there's a few other animals that we also might see, almost for sure, some bald eagles. And I can almost guarantee that we're going to see several examples of the highest form of human evolution, which everybody knows is the high altitude, cold stream, dry fly fisherman. Thank you. We're going to go through 43 tunnels as we cross the Rockies and go down into Denver today. The very first tunnel is coming up right now. It's called the Beaver Tail Tunnel. And the great thing about this tunnel is that it knocks about 2 miles of track off. The track used to go all the way out around that peninsula to our right. And then in the 1930s, they cut this new tunnel that bypassed that roundabout. And so it's a great thing. Nobody would ever know that if I didn't tell you. Thank you. We're now going to go to the Grand Junction. The primary feature of this area is the high plateaus that we'll see on both sides.
For 6 months to a year.
Colorado River going through and it is one of America's largest and most productive natural gas areas.
And he also
Gas, methane, and other chemicals. And that's not just because of the foods that people use, because it's what we get out of the ground. Thank you.
Yep, he's got skills.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Whole thing here, move to the right-hand side of the train and forward just a bit. There's an old grain silo. That silo hasn't been used in decades. And coming out of the top of the silo are the mature trees. And right now you'll see it kind of cool. Glenwood Springs still coming up. It's about 20 minutes away. Thank you. Glenwood Springs, one of the playgrounds of the Colorado Rockies. This is where we really go from that plateau deserty landscape and we get into the alpine landscapes to a much greater degree. And it is a beautiful little station. We're going to be on the platform here for about 5 minutes as we load quite a number of new passengers aboard. Make sure that you are only occupying the seat you have as your seat. And we do appreciate that. Also, in the lounge car, make room for people at every single seat. That includes all 4 seats at all tables. Please don't try and dominate a table with your stuff, because that'll prevent other people from being able to enjoy it. Wouldn't that be sad? And you just might make a friend by sitting next to a stranger in that lounge car. In fact, and this is not a joke, people have fallen in love in the lounge car. And some have even gotten married. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen to you, but it is a wonderful thing to meet new people. Make those seats available. Thank you. Glenwood coming up. When moving about the train, use seat backs and grab irons for stability. Be kind to one another and avoid all forms of selfishness. Folks, as we travel, we're going to see some of the most stunning scenery on one of the most beautiful days of the year. In one of the most beautiful years I can remember on the California Zephyr, you chose the right day to ride the right train in the right place. That said, our lounge car with those wraparound windows is extremely popular. We want to make sure that every single seat is available to a fellow traveler, even if nobody's sitting in it. Make it available to others. Anybody that is hogging or being selfish with more than one seat or more than 1/4 of the area of a table in that lounge car is going to face the harsh and brutal wrath of the conductor, who doesn't really care because he retires tonight when he gets home. So he's not going to be intimidatable. Thank you.
So you took the train all the way to...
Or beautiful for August of 2020. That's when the Grizzly Creek fire raged through here, causing untold devastation. It was started by a person discarding a cigarette butt out of their car on Interstate 70, right here, just to the left of where we're at right now. That cigarette butt was still lit, and it ignited some leaves. It was a very breezy day. The leaves ignited a bush. The bush ignited a tree. The tree sent embers through this canyon, and a week later, 17 miles of pristine, large tree, old growth, steep canyon forest was devastated. But don't worry, it'll grow back over the course of the next 300 years. I say all that not to be melodramatic, but more to put out a warning that when you're in the wilderness, even the slightest mistake with a spark can create untold damage that in many cases the person that ignites it doesn't even realize they caused. And I hope that it's never you. Thank you.
It's interesting too. This was his last run.
He could say what he wants.
Yeah. He's the one I had coming over.
Yeah, folks, if you're hoping for seats in the lounge car, there are a few seats available, and there's only a couple of people that are hoarding seats for themselves with all kinds of stuff for later. So come on down, find yourself a seat, you'll enjoy it. It's beautiful views where you can see the highway, the steep canyon walls, and if you're on the right-hand side of the train, you can look straight up at all of the rocks that have never fallen on the train yet. Many of you have heard this story before because you've ridden the train before, but some haven't, so I'm going to repeat it. Many years ago, about 35 years ago, a young, eager, capable conductor came here with the one he loved, and they hiked up this trail to the beautiful Mainline Lake, this travertine lake that is absolutely stunning, and right in front of the waterfall, on one knee, he asked for her hand in marriage. She was brutal. And made it clear that no, she was looking for something far better in life. A train conductor. That made for a pretty awkward hike back down to the car. But at least it was his car, so he could go home. Thank you. Folks, want to let you know, Frank has closed the lounge car for his lunch break, and believe me, he needs a break. So, we're going to have a break here. So for about the next hour, the lounge car will not have food service. Their time is 1:28 and 14 seconds. Expect Frank back here at 2:28 and 20 seconds. Thank you.
You think it's the same people? The same voice? That's Brad. Yep. Well, Brad is downstairs now. It's just I think there's two conductors.
Well, he's the one that is retiring.
Right. And he's in uniform. I thought maybe he was just home because of his last leg, but I think he's working.
Yeah. Wave
He blew them kisses. That was cute. Yeah, he may have a microphone on him, or maybe there's one down in that cafe lounge. Because he was just there. But if you a what?
Well, no.
This is where we're waiting for our sister train, I believe, train number 5, the westbound California Zephyr, that will be passing us on the right-hand side of our train here shortly, I hope. The neat part about this part of the world is that it is where the Colorado and the Eagle River come together. The Eagle River drains areas like Vail and Avon and Beaver Creek. And it also is the area where the Zephyr volcano exists. This is the most recent volcanic eruption in the state of Colorado. It last erupted just 4,000 years ago, relatively recent in geologic terms. If you look closely, you might even be able to see some of the basalt boulders that were thrust out by the last andesitic explosion of that volcano. And also, if you look to the left, you can see an experimental community. The Zephyr community that you can see over there is an effort by a developer to see if standard stick-built American suburban architecture would look attractive in the middle of a pristine wilderness. Thank you.
Whoa! Ta-da!
Congratulations there, Conductor Brad. Take care.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Have a great day and a lovely career.
Hey, Opa!
You guys got a great roll by, looking strong. We'll see you on a rebound someday.
On a
We're going to start moving here in just a second. We
stopped along
got
the
to wait
river
for
to
just a
wait
second.
for
Our locomotive
train to
engineer
go by
was
because
declared
we
fish, and we got to get
late.
him back on board.
Yeah, stop and wait.
We're going to be moving along real soon.
But the conductor's very humorous. Hold on just a second.
We're going to lose cell phone signals here in just a few minutes because we're going to leave the civilized world behind again.
Okay, he said we're going to lose cell phone service real fast. So I'm ready with a pen.
I encourage you to take laptops, all that stuff.
Where's that?
What? B as in what? Another 2 P's. Okay.
And if you still want to look at a screen, just know that what you're looking at, you can look at
Wow.
time, anywhere. This is your only opportunity to see what we're about to see.
They're all okay. All right. Now, how did you get that?
I've got to go into my work. Thank you.
You're talking my email or just through the United website? Okay. Okay. All right.
Not only a screen, it's
You think that other one is from your ticket?
oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I'm so glad I got that then.
That's right.
So
That's
there
right. And
has
it does
they
get.
may
I
be
mean,
confusion.
there's some parts that are okay.
But
I'm always shocked.
I got this new confirmation number, so
A few.
There's a couple well-known public pieces of water.
don't give
There's a
them.
lot
Give
of
them the
public
new
water
one.
that never gets touched.
Okay. All right. I'll do that.
We don't have
PF10
the amount of water that would make everybody feel like they can.
Okay.
And fly
Say it
fishing, I mean,
again.
at $2,000 a rod, it's not a cheap
Okay.
sport.
It's called Roundup River Ranch. This is a place where kids can come and have a wonderful time being in the Wild West. It's specifically designed for kids under 18 years old that are facing life-threatening or altering illnesses or diseases or situations. And it's a place where they don't have to be defined by that. They can just come out here and have fun. It's 100% free for the kids, their parents, even their caregivers. And it's completely funded by charity, from donations from people like you and me, and primarily the Paul Newman Foundation. This is one of the Newman's own ranches called the Hole in the Wall Game ranches. It's supported by Newman's own salad dressing and other products that you can purchase. Amtrak is very happy to be able to provide Newman's Own salad dressing in our diner. So the next time you go to the diner, have a salad. Throw some Newman's Own salad dressing on it. And know that in doing that, you're helping us, help the good people here, help these wonderful kids have a great time at the Roundup River Range. Very unique part of Colorado. In fact, the namesake of this beautiful state. The story goes like this. In 1700, there were some Spanish conquistadors right at the confluence of the Gunnison and Colorado rivers. And the Gunnison was flowing in beautifully, but the Colorado was a bright, almost luminescent red. And so they called that river Rio Colorado, or the Colorful River. When the headwaters of that river were found, they called it the Colorado Territory. Scientists now believe that what they found, what those conquistadors found in the Colorado River, was a result of a massive thunderstorm that happened right here in this canyon, what's now called Red Canyon. Because when that phenomenon happens, and it still happens to this day, the sediments from the high iron oxides stones rushes into the river, and it turns the river this beautiful, stunning red color. It only happens a time or two a year, if that, and it is something unique and beautiful. It happened twice this past summer. And so, the Colorado Territory became the state of Colorado in 1876, and then in the 1990s we got the Colorado Rockies, but more importantly, the Colorado Avalanche, all because of a thunderstorm right here in this canyon in 1700. I have no idea if that's a true story, but I've always liked it. Thank you. Might see some bald eagles. There's a lot of bald eagle nesting that goes on in here, and sometimes we actually see some of these magnificent birds that are the flying symbol of the United States of America. Thank you.
Until it's all fields up on top.
Yeah, there's a field.
So it must be very flat. We saw 3 eagles coming up yesterday. Two on a branch and one was landing near the river.
Oh, so nice. So I like this river.
Well, that was an interesting story.
Where the Moffat Road went north towards Glenwood Springs and Craig. You can see that track skirting off to our left as we go forward. And the Don-Cerro cutoff, which created the ability of the railroads to create a transcontinental line that allows the California Zephyr to exist. As we go along the Colorado River, you are going to notice a lot of people having fun out on the river in flotation devices. Sometimes some of those people behave poorly and show us, well, they show us their backside. I don't know why they do it. It's kind of weird. But I can't stop them. So please know that if you are affected by anything you see by the behavior of people on the train, on the river, know that it is not my fault. What I am in charge of is the behavior of everybody on the train. And I can tell you that it is an absolute violation of Amtrak rules for you to respond to people on the river with similar forms of communication from the train. as good as they have ever been on any trip I've ever been on through the Rockies. You know, there's this wonderful art form called model railroading, and believe it or not, we have some artists who are even able to capture the colors that we're seeing in these wonderful model railroad layouts. One of the greatest of all those is the Colorado Model Railroad Museum. And today, we have the curator of that museum on board the train. Her name is Michelle. If you have never been to Greeley, to the Colorado Railroad Museum, Model Railroad Museum, gosh, folks, put that on your bucket list. And the colors that you see today are some of the fantastic, vibrant colors that these artists have been able to create while having HO model trains running around, absolutely looking stunning. So go to Greeley, watch the model trains go by, and it's almost like what I do, because it's kind of like I model in 1-to-1 scale. Thank you. This is the Laura Canyon area. We're starting here in Lower Laura Canyon, and we're going to go through the Broad Acer Valley before going through the main gorge of Laura Canyon itself. This is some of the most remote, rugged, and wild terrain any train goes through anywhere in the United States of America. The best views are on the right-hand side of the train down on the Colorado River. As we go through here, just reminisce for a bit about all of the journeys you've gone on whenever you've been on a crowded, congested highway, and compare that to this. Thank you. More Canyon, where for a brief second, off the right-hand side, you may have seen the entrance of the green.
25 ahead, over.
About to go through, and
25 ahead, thank you.
This is the most well-found place on the entire California Zephyr journey.
That lady goes into that drugstore and tells pharmacy she needs some arsenic. I'm going to kill my husband. She goes, ma'am, I can't do that. You know? And she pulls out a picture that's her husband and his wife together. And he goes, oh, you didn't tell me you had a prescription for it. Oh. Even that movie.
It's the same right there. I don't want to make it seem like, man, only still 30, 40 feet. Jump. The rock's right there.
All of this is pretty cool.
Rifle range. Now, I've spent 30 years on this train, and I have never violated the rule of not making political statements
These are
on the
pretty
train.
funny, but I don't know how.
And especially not making political statements using Amtrak's PA system. However, I'm not going to start today, even though I retired. Folks, we're coming into Hot Sulphur Springs here in a few minutes, but first, Byers Canyon. a lovely little canyon where we have very sharp curves that you can enjoy. Seeing our locomotives and our train gleaming in this bright, high-altitude sunshine. And a quick note to Frank. Frank, LSA, down in the lounge car. Frank, one of the stalwarts of our Amtrak system. Thanks for your service. And I want you to know we've got a person coming who has a coffee mug that he purchased back in the early 2000s from the Empire Builder that promised unlimited coffee for life in that mug, so long as he has it, and he still got that mug. And he brought it with him all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin today, and I authorize that we continue to honor that free cup of coffee. So give him, fill his cup up with coffee, please, if you would, and if need be, I'll cover that with my own signature. Thank you very much. Folks, buyers can't enjoy this. We're still about 17 minutes away from our next stop, which is Granby, Colorado. It's just like one of those little golf courses they have over in places like Augusta, Georgia, only a little different. An engineer who interrupted me wanting to know if I could bring him some salt and a fork. We'll find out what that exactly means. But I'm going to have a quick crew briefing with him on the platform at our next stop, which is Fraser Winter Park, where, as Chris told you, we will be able to have a smoke break there. Folks, it's high fire danger season. You could easily start a colossal and devastating wildfire if you're not careful with your cigarette butts and ash. We do have ashtrays bolted up to the light poles, as Chris told you. We also have a couple on the ground. Use those ashtrays. Don't let even a hint of burning material get loose and wreck this entire ecosystem that we're looking at, which is pristine today. We'll be going through Fraser Canyon. We're following the Fraser River now. We've left the Colorado behind, and we're going to be up at Fraser in about 15 more minutes.
So
This is a fantastic thing where we're taking the original Mainline, built by David Moffat in 1904, around Tabernash, rather than taking the main line, which is what we almost always do. You can see the main line off to the left, the Union Pacific 8117 is on that track, and so we had to take what's called the original line, or the siding. That's what we're on right now. Not many passengers get to experience going through the old town of Tabernash, where there once was a roundhouse, a engine maintenance facility for steam locomotives that would help shove trains over the top of Rollins Pass in those 23 years before the Moffat Tunnel was completed. Thank you. Wilderness. And if you look forward, see the top of James Peak. We are going to go directly underneath James Peak when we cross the Continental Divide, deep inside Moffat Tunnel. But first, the Fraser Winter Park Station stop. We're going to stop here for about 5 minutes. You'll have time to step off the train, breathe a little fresh air. If this is your stop, please make your way downstairs and prepare to detrain. If you do light up, use those ashtrays. Don't let anything fall to the ground. I can't emphasize that enough. There's nothing that I want less than to start a forest fire from an Amtrak train. So let's be careful. Thank you very much, and enjoy yourselves here on the platform. Be ready to climb right back aboard as soon as Chris and I say all aboard. Thank you. Moffat Tunnel. Here we're going to get higher than any other train in America, at 9,238 feet above sea level, at least the trains that are connected to the rail system of the country. We're also going to be as far below the surface of the earth as you can go on transportation systems in America, with more than 2,500 feet of solid granite directly above our heads. And it is the primary setting of that new fiction novel that I wrote called The Last Zephyr. If you'd like to grab a copy of The Last Zephyr, I think you'd enjoy reading it. A lot of people have. Many people have said very kind things about it. One lady cried, and I had to hand her a tissue because she was at the end. Yeah. You can find a copy of that at the Denver station. You'll have enough time at Denver, about 25 minutes. You can go into the station, into the tattered cover bookstore. You can find yourself a copy of The Last Zephyr there, or you could download it from Kindle or from Amazon or Barnes & Noble or any of those things. I'm not allowed to advertise that book here on the Amtrak PA system, as you probably already know. So I'm not going to let you know that you could get it at the Tattered Cover Bookstore or on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or any other online retailer. Thank you. Over the Colorado Rockies, it should be about as good a lighting and color as you'll ever see. I know I've said that many times before today, but as we descend in altitude especially, you're going to see colors that we just don't see very often. And also, as we go down, this will be my last run as the conductor of the California Zephyr on this route, or any route, because I'm going to retire from Amtrak, as many of you, almost all of you probably know I am. It's not impressive that I was able to get through 30 years. What is impressive is that my wife Barbara, of 37 years, has tolerated it. So she's going to meet me on the platform there in Denver. I've got a bouquet of roses, and you know what I'd love to do? I would just love to be able to hand her a number of little well wishes and congratulations, because she's the one that deserves it probably far more than I do, as we raised our kids while I was leaving to go on train trips endlessly, and she was left alone. And some of the fruits of that effort are on board with my own son and my grandkids today. So without Barbara, I couldn't have gotten here, and I appreciate her more than I can say, and I hope you do too. Thank you very much. We're going to be going down along South Boulder Creek to Rollinsville. We'll pass by Toland, go by Pine Cliff, and then Crescent Village before weaving our way along the escarpment of the Front Range, the Big Ten curves, finally Arvada, and into Denver, and the sunset of this railroader's career. Thank you.
That's very sweet. Maybe I'll go up and go up to the, maybe I'll go up to the Rose Park. The light is great. Okay.
Here at the Tunnel District, we are going to go through 27 tunnels in 12 short miles. Most concentrated area of hard rock tunnels anywhere on the railroad system in America. We are right now going through some of the hardest igneous granite on the continent. This granite was deep in the mantle of the earth, where it was molten rock, and then as it rose up during the uplift of the modern Rocky Mountains, it crystallized into the solid stone that you see today. So hard, in fact, that when David Moffat and his guys tried to chisel out this track, their drill bits were dulled within 2 inches of penetrating the rock, and they had to go get a new drill bit to keep going in order to get the dynamite in. And oftentimes, the dynamite would just blast out the hole and not even crack the rock. It took them a year and a half to blast out these tunnels, and they dug them all at the exact same time. We're going to be coming up to the Crescent Village here shortly. Bottled up the waters of South Boulder Creek for use by the people of the city and county of Denver, points beyond, as we wish, before letting the refuse flow downward into lowland, muddy water, silt lake, quarry. Thank you.
I wonder if there's a book out there. Look at all the people waving for Oprah. See all the people waving just for Oprah?
Why just for Oprah?
Because, well, they tailgated.
They got a little barbecue going on out there.
That
That was
was
incredible to just see.
That was so cool.
That's so nice.
State Park, looking straight down into Rattlesnake Gulch, and if you can see those massive cliffs forward, that is the Basilica, a rock climbing garden, one of the greatest rock climbing gardens in the world. If you enjoy clinging to a rock face with hundreds of feet of nothing below you but death, and your life is hanging by a 1/4-inch nylon string, that is the place you want to go. Thank you. And we are are now in tunnel number 8. Look to the left, whatever you have to do. Find a way to look to the left-hand side of the train right now. When we emerge out of this tunnel, below us, 1,000 feet down, will be the prairie floor, the Great Plains below us, and the homes of 3.5 million people in the Denver area. This is the single most majestic sight seen from any train, anywhere in the world. Our lighting is perfect. The temperatures for everything is perfect. Look left right now.
That's mine. Almost 4. Oh, he's pretty tired. We did this trip out yesterday.
There it is.
So,
There you go. Oh, look at that. Back to civilization. Yeah.
10% of the time. We wore him out.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work for me to get a 3-year-old.
Going into the first of 43 tunnels between Denver and Grand Junction. Well, we're coming up on the first and the last tunnel. This is our last tunnel of the day, surprisingly called tunnel number 1. And that is the end of me being a conductor going through tunnels. This is a night of laughs. Thank you.
Oh, it's 28. It's 38. 38. 38.
Where'd you find that? That's great. Go for it. Not feeding my children sweet colors. We'll feed to them. Don't go farther forward than that, please. Because that's where our seats end and people's seats begin.
Soon you'll be able to see the tracks that we're going to be on long before we're on those tracks, from the tracks that we're on. And then when we get to the tracks that we will be on, you can look back upon the tracks we were once on, which are the tracks we're currently on.
Yeah, he said that.
Track 615 ahead over.
He's practiced that one. Yes. He's said it for 30 years.
My mom must have
Or maybe not. Actually, I heard him. In fact, Diana and John might have some back.
Did you say something there, Brad?
When I went up to the ice.
15 is what Chris said, over.
And people were asking about his
Okay, 15
history.
coming up, thanks.
And I heard him say he actually started in Seattle.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear much more about that. But John and Diana might.
Well, if you guys aren't anxious to head home, we can go have a drink at the Oxford if you feel like it. I think maybe people will be hungry and anxious to get home.
Diana likes to get going.
Well, it'll be our last opportunity to get
Give him a big whistle, Frank. The neighbors are saying hello, over.
Okay.
I don't think I ever saw more than
Thank you, sir.
the ocean while we were looking for it.
We had a have over the talk. Mental health issues. She's pretty sick with worry over Evan.
Yeah.
No, he's got OCD, severe OCD.
Okay.
But Diana agrees with it.
Oh, okay.
She already had considered that, so yes.
Okay.
Maybe from Jim, having talked to her about it too. I don't know, but she seems. Well, this could have been a long time ago.
Oh.
They don't know. Yeah, Diana lived with them for a while to take care of Casey when he was a baby. Evan had insisted on it. Because she had done that for Judd. Yeah.
That was another thing. There was like a deer on the tracks.
Yes.
In fact, Bob said, how do they keep deer out of the tunnels? Well, I don't think there's probably enough grass or anything that would Amtrak.
Yeah, you wonder if they ever get surprised in there.
Then after the people, after the church.
Oh, there's a deer running. I thought he was gonna jump.
I'm gonna have another raise
I didn't see him.
when I help my body.
Spotted cars. Oh, he did jump.
Oh, there he is. I see him.
If not, I'll stop on the side of the road to grow up.
I think there's 3 there.
Yeah.
We did not get any left. Not even one. You are so right. Look at
Well, we'll let you know if that's working. If there's some freight congestion, we might take it to longer than that. If you are going to continue east on the California Zephyr, you will have 25 minutes at least on the platform. So you can step off the train, go into the depot, you can go to the bookstore, you can also go to the other side of the station area. There's a Whole Foods Market and a couple of other stores. You have 25 minutes from the time you go to the stop. Possibly more, but I can't guarantee it. So, that's what's going on about, once we do start this move, we do ask that everybody stay in their seats, don't clog the stairwells, aisleways, or vestibules. We will need those, staff will need those to get work done. And I appreciate that very much. Folks, can't tell you what an honor it is to have you with me on this trip. Have a wonderful journey to whatever your final destination is. And, I'll have one more announcement as we come to a final stop. Thank you.
Yeah, it's right across the street. It's historic. Another business.
To everybody who has children on the train, kids have been beautifully behaved. I know it's not easy for a kid to take a ride on a train. And their behavior is a result of excellent parenting, and all of you should be proud of yourselves. In fact, I think you should probably reward those children. You can go to break in the lower level of the lounge car and buy those kids Skittles and caffeinated soda.
No, tell Opa he's full of baloney.
Master has asked us to wait. The freight train is trying to clear up and get out of our way. They should be out of the way shortly, so we can finish our move into. I can't tell you exactly how long it will take. So just bear with us, it won't take long. Before I go,
You are Cheerios? No, they're all of your Cheerios to do.
All of my colleagues. Folks, it's been an absolute honor to get to work with you. And it's like family.
I think we have more.
Mondo.
Raymond, don't you have some more Cheerios?
I think I do.
Oh.
And it's just Donald down in the
We always
kitchen.
do.
Of course, Valerie.
They go through a Y and then just back up right in.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you for tolerating an over-talkative conductor. You're loved. So I will let you know when we're just about to back up again, and then Chris will give you some good information as we get back. Thank you.
We are lined up. Switches are double checked. Good to shove 15. Swartzwelter's on the point. Shove when you're ready. Over.
Alright, copy. Conductor Schwartzwelter is on the point, protecting the shove. Take it back 15 once we have our air back over.
Roger that. Conductor Swartzwelter. Over. Listen, the guy's making fun of me.
I'd like to give a shout out to Conductor Brad. Thank you for everything. Brad was the first conductor I worked with. Thank you for teaching me and mentoring me along the way. I really appreciate it. Congratulations.
The train, they implemented so that it can go back into the station.
There's the air.
So
Feel
what
that?
do you have to wait on?
We're recharging the air pressure brake system. Making sure they work. And then once we know they work, then we go.
Got it. This is fun because I never realized how you.
Alright, here we go. Back 15, 1-5 over.
Roger that. Swartzwelter on point. Up.
I'm gonna let you do it.
And number 6, there's your runner. Over.
That's good runner. Shove them another 15. 1-5. Over.
15 more from 6.
You're going backwards into 6.
Can you switch the tracks on your feet?
Amtrak 6, shove another 15. Over.
Okay, never mind.
15 more from
So
number
you're
6.
here
Over.
with me. You know what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
It's Chris here. Chris. You want to load in that slower to the 15 that we had? From here to still playing down. 15 again. Over.
15 more from number 6. Over.
That looks like a broken superliner.
I don't have my orders on me.
That's okay. Can I have your flashlight? There's like 18 or 19 or something like that.
A nasty locomotive.
A nasty locomotive?
6, another 15. Over.
Another 15 from number 6. Over.
That was Caboose. That last one you saw was Caboose logo, right?
6, switches line, derailed down, both double check, shove 15, 1-5. Over.
Switches line, derailed down. 15 more from number 6. Over.
John, in front of there's still Cabooses on the
Find
track.
it there?
Yep, I got it.
We just went past the real Caboose.
Did you?
Yeah. I haven't seen one in years.
I haven't seen one in many years, yeah.
That's the fire department train.
How cool.
Amtrak 6, we got a restricting at 8S, shove 15, 1-5. Over.
Restricted to 8S. 15 more from number 6. Over.
He always wants to say 5. He struggles with that.
Good to hear.
Amtrak 6, you got another 15, 1-5. Over.
Another 15 from number 6. Over.
I can't see, the guy's got his light in my eye. Amtrak 6, lined up into track 4, FOUR, shove 15, 1-5. Over.
Line to track 4. 15.
There's RTD that I don't have to ride anymore.
Proud of your son, Bobby. Oh, thank you. I am. Well, you know what? He took care of my husband when he came out here 6 years ago, and you know that's why we're here.
Amtrak 6, shove another 15. We're starting on to 4. Over.
Took care of my husband.
15 more from number 6. Over.
It's emotional. It is actually. That's why we came in from Chicago. It's emotional.
We are on track 4, shove 15, Amtrak 6. Over.
On track 4. 15 more. Over.
I will never conduct over another switch again.
This is it.
My last switch. Amtrak 6, we are on the pans. You got 15 to a bumper. Shove to your spot. Over.
On the pan. 15 to a bumper. Over.
Be well, Rick. Nobody likes him.
It's
6, we got 12 to a bumper. Your spot, over.
12 to the bumper, our spot for fuel, over. Brad, I only have one question for you. Did you say goodbye to Tanner?
I forgot. I shoulda. Amtrak, you got 10 cars to a spot, or to a bumper. Your spot.
10 to the bumper, our spot for fuel, over.
I'm a retired actor.
Alex, we've got to talk. I've got a job for you. I got a job for you.
Was it July?
Lucas, great to have you out here. Amtrak 6, you got 7 cars to the bumper, over.
7 to the bumper, over.
Guys, when we come to a stop, I do have to make a quick dash down there to get to my wife to give her the flowers so that she'll like me more. So I gotta have some space.
Yeah. We'll clear the aisle.
What's happening?
Hi guys, you are fast. I'll be right by the 511 sign.
He got here quick.
And you got 5 cars.
5 to the bumper, over.
Look, go to the window. Go to the window. Charlotte, go to the window. That's not Julia down there.
Thank you. Yep. You are awesome.
Still need more
Wolfie,
bulletins.
come
Get
here.
out of the way.
Oh, yeah, I want those.
Grandpa has to come by
You want to
here,
go,
okay?
GJT? Go to the window.
Right there, that's perfect.
Did they see?
All right, let's get
Okay,
our stuff.
clear the road. Clear the road. Excuse me, guys.
It's been an honor to have you with us on this trip. If you have checked baggage, go into the depot, take the first right, you find your bags there. If you want to buy a copy of last Zephyr bookstore, still might be open. Take the left.
Should we go down? Okay, I gotta put my sweater on. Look, I just gotta put this
Right
on.
now,
I'll
to
be
be
back.
back on the train, the current time is 7:50. So you've got till 7:40. You've got to be on. If you're not continuing east on the Zephyr, and you have no checked baggage to collect, do what I do.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.